This is total chaos. Hundreds of flights canceled, airports paralyzed, and now a military helicopter just forced 2 commercial planes to abort their landings at one of the busiest airports in the U.S. Yep, you heard that right. A chopper drifted into landing airspace at Reagan National, and it nearly caused another disaster. Just 3 months after a deadly mid-air collision killed 67 people at that same airport. This isn't turbulence. This is a full-blown system meltdown. Air traffic control is falling apart. Outdated tech controller shortages, military overreach, and it's all crashing together right as summer travel ramps up. So let's break it all down. This latest mess that went down at Reagan National Airport in D.C., a Black Hawk military helicopter was flying in. Not on some secret mission, just regular military movement. And it got way too close to 2 incoming passenger planes. Too close for comfort. One of the air traffic controllers saw it happening in real time and immediately waved off both planes. Full abort, mid-landing. And by the way, that controller is being called a hero because she made the exact right call in a split second. Without her, we could have been talking about another mid-air collision live on the news. And now here's where it gets uglier. Military helicopters aren't even supposed to be flying that close to Reagan. Ever since the deadly crash back in January, restrictions were put in place. The only choppers allowed near there are police, medical evacuation, or national security. So what in the world was this Black Hawk doing? According to the Pentagon, one of their own controllers told the pilot to reroute and fly directly over the area where the passenger jets were descending. So we've got the Army, the FAA, and the NTSB all launching investigations. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is apparently losing it. He's pissed at the Pentagon for letting this happen again. And he should be, because this isn't a glitch. It's not bad luck. It's the same pattern repeating over and over. Meanwhile, let's not forget what else is going on. Over at Newark, one of the biggest airports in the country, flights are plummeting. In just one day, 435 delays and 140 cancellations. That's not a bad Monday. That's a total collapse. And it's not just weather or construction, it's the people running the show. Air traffic controllers are walking off the job. Radio and radar systems are failing, and the FAA is juggling it all with an incident tech that's older than the planes flying overhead. No, but seriously, they're still using systems built in the 70s in some places. We've got AI rewriting movies and cars driving themselves, but apparently the system controlling 40,000 daily flights is running on tech that predates the internet. And United Airlines? I mean, they've just had enough. They're cutting 35 round-trip flights per day on Newark. Permanently. The CEO literally said, "We feel like there's no other choice if we want to protect our customers." How reassuring. So while passengers are stuck for hours, missing weddings, funerals, job interviews, the FAA says air travel is still safe. Right. Tell that to the 2 jets that had to abort landings mid-descent because a Black Hawk helicopter wasn't where it was supposed to be. Tell that to the 3,500 missing air traffic controllers because that's how many the U.S. is short right now. That's not a typo. 3,500. And here's the thing. There's a mandatory retirement age for controllers, which is 56. But most don't even make it there. It's one of the most stressful jobs on the planet. Burnout? is real and constant. People are cashing out early because they can. Full pensions, no more stress, goodbye. So the Department of Transportation is in panic mode. They're offering bonuses, trying to convince people to stay on the job just a little longer. Please don't retire at the age of 54. They're literally begging people. They're begging people to stick around for 2 more years while everything burns. But there's no plan, no legislation, no emergency pipeline, just fingers crossed and Band-Aids. And the cherry on top? The people most pissed off right now are the ones in Congress. Because Reagan is their airport. They fly in and out of there every week. They can see the damn Pentagon from the terminal window. And now that it's their flights being disrupted, well, now they care. Now they're saying, hey, maybe military flights shouldn't be interfering with commercial traffic. Oh, really? You think so? But here's a real insult. A lot of these military flights, they're not emergencies. They're not transporting injured soldiers or rushing to stop an attack. Most of the time, it's just high-ranking officials who don't feel like sitting in traffic. You know what the Secretary of Transportation said? His exact words were, "We don't need generals taking a chopper because they don't want to get in an SUV or an Uber." That's it. That's the mindset. If you've got stars on your shoulders, you don't do traffic. You just hop in a helicopter and screw over hundreds of people on a commercial plane. Let's talk about that January crash again, because it wasn't just a freak accident. That chopper had its ADS-B transmitter turned off. That's the system that broadcasts to the aircraft's real-time location. They shut it off because they were practicing a national security mission. No signal, no warning, no chance for anyone to avoid it. And that's why 67 people died. After that, the FAA said, okay, no more games. If you're flying near Reagan, you keep your ADS-B on. So the helicopter from this week, it had it on, and still, it deviated from the route. It still flew into the landing path. Still, commercial jets had to abort. It's like watching someone fail a test they had the answers to. There's no excuses. It's just pure failure. And do you know what's terrifying? We're lucky it didn't end in another collision. We're lucky that controller acted so fast. Because if she hadn't, we'd be looking at body bags again. That's where we are. A broken air traffic system running on borrowed time, being held together by underpaid, overworked human beings with zero room for error. While people in power ride helicopters to dodge traffic and pretend this is all normal. Well, let me tell you, it is not normal. And up here, it just isn't some US problem. If you're flying through or connecting to anywhere in the States this summer, you're part of the system. You're vulnerable to this same collapse. And trust me, it is a collapse. If the people running air traffic control are telling reporters, I don't think it's safe, that should set off every alarm we've got. So here's the question. What's it going to take? Another mid-air collision? Another 67 people gone? Or do we finally start asking why the heck the system is still fragile in the first place? Because this isn't weather, this isn't a rough patch, this is the cost of neglect, of corruption, of treating air safety like a PR problem instead of a real-world disaster waiting to happen. And if no one speaks up, if people just keep accepting delays and cancellations as normal, nothing changes. So yeah, if you're into content that cuts through the noise, please smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Also, please don't forget to like the video. It will tell the algorithm that this content matters, and it'll put it in front of more viewers. And hey, next time your flight gets delayed because of unexpected military activity, just remember, it probably wasn't a mission. It was just some general too important to take an Uber. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.